Hello everyone, peace of Christ to all. In this video we are going to refute one of what the Muslims call scientific miracles. Now before I start, I want to remind people that I have a whole book. The whole book is just to expose the lies, and I say the lies without makeup, because this is nothing but a scam and it's an obvious lie. So I made a book, it's called Quran and Science in Depth. This is one of my books. As you see it, you can get it from Amazon.com. Alright, and please don't forget to make a review, an honest review about the book after you read it. Now the book is very funny, it's full of information, because yes, I am answering what is called miracles in the Quran, but in the same time it's exposing all the stupidity in the Quran. Alright, so I advise you to read it, and I advise you to tell your friends about it, those who they have questions about what is called Quranic science. Tell them to get those books and read them. And actually, the deception of Allah and Quran and science, they complete each other. So I advise you even to get both, because if you actually learn them both, that's enough to make you a scholar, and no Muslims even can get close to you to talk about Islam. So now let us see what is this video about. One of you, he sent this video for me saying, can you answer them, whatever, you know. Now this is supposedly about something the Muslim, they call it's a miracle in the Quran. The Quran supposedly saying that salty water and fresh water, they don't mix, and they are angry from an atheist who, you know, he made fun of them, and obviously Islam is funny. So this guy, he asked those girls, what do you think of the Quran? Do you think it's a source of science? They said yes. He said why? They said, as an example, the Quran says salty water and fresh water don't mix, and this is scientific. So he made fun of them. He said to the Muslims, you know what, can we bring, and this is his name supposedly, can we bring some salty water and fresh water and try to put them together, and we will find that they can be mixed. This is not true. Always salty water and fresh water, they mix. Let us see. Suddenly my page froze. Hold on. I think my computer.
Quite clearly think that the Quran is a superior source of scientific information than evidence. And they told me, for example, that salt water and fresh water don't mix. The reason? Because it says that in the Quran. Now, alas, I lack the presence of mind to turn to the teacher sitting next to me and say, will you please, at the very next science lesson, get some salt water, get some fresh water, and mix them and see what happens.
Now, supposedly what he said, and the Muslim says, look what he is doing. He in purpose, he did not mention that in the sea and natural barrier. This is not about mixing a salty water and fresh water in a cup. This is about something in the sea. Actually, the Muslims, whoever made this video, and all of, you know, Muslims are the same. Like, I don't want to sound like kind of putting them down, but Muslims, somehow they are the same as bacteria. They are copy paste of each other. They don't have different DNA. Not like they don't have individual thinking. They copy paste from each other. Not even one of them he even think about what he is writing, because whoever made this video is a stupid idiot. Look what he said. Little twist. No mention in the sea and natural barrier. Natural barrier, be my witness. Then they will give you the verse in the Quran. They will say to you, okay, let us see the verse in the Quran, and this is the Quran, and this is their translation, chapter 25, verse number 53. And it is he, and the funny, the Quran always says the one who is talking is supposed to be Allah, but yet he called the other God he. And this is telling us that the one who made the Quran is stupid. He always forget to switch to say it's me. He should not say it's he, because if you are Allah and you are talking, you should not say it's he. Who has set free the two seas. One is palatable and sweet, and the other one is salt and bitter. And he has set a barrier and a complete partition between them. Complete partition. Do you see it? Abdul, this is your translation. Complete. Now Later they will play for you a video and they will say to you, okay, you know what, we can show you that in science they say that salty water and the fresh water, they don't mix. And they play video which is a copy from Harun Yahya, the scumbag, who is a big fat liar, and I expose him in my book. And they say to you, there is a, you know, when the fresh water is not concentrated the same as, you know, because they have different concentration, so the fresh water will not mix right away with the salty water. But no science says that the fresh water will never mix with the salty water. No science whatsoever. When the Quran, from your translation, Abdul, from your own translation, says complete partition between them, which means they will never mix. And that obviously, even if you are making it look about this, it is a scientific mistake. However, the Quran never mentioned that this is about two water in the same sea. This is why you see the Quran saying the following. It says, actually your translation, by the way, is funny and very stupid. Alright, look, it says here, and it is he who has let free the two seas. To what? Two seas. Now, a little spring of water inside the ocean is not a sea, my friend. Sea is a huge container of water. To call something a sea, we don't kill it can't be a lake. It should be really, really huge. Tons of kilometers. You see, in USA we have something that's called the Great Lakes. We don't call them sea, but they are very huge. Still we call them lakes. So what the Quran is speaking about is totally different story, and the Abdul are stupid, they cannot understand the Quran. So what we will do right now in front of your eyes, we will go to the interpretation of the Quran, and we will show you how the scumbag, the one who followed those. By the way, most of the Muslims are naive. They don't know even how to read Arabic. Like those girls who they show you in the video, do even they knew Arabic? They don't. They are victims. They are like, you know, they are cats and goats. You know, they repeat what they heard. The Quran full of science. Okay, Quran full of science. Who dare to question? So let us show you how we can expose this lie in a few seconds. We go to the interpretation of the Quran, and this is Ibn Kathir. This is the website of Ibn Kathir. And this is the website actually of the scumbag Deen Show. Scumbag. The one who I call them, they hang up on me. They don't dare to let me talk. Alright? So donate for us. Deen Show. Alright? This is their website. And this is Ibn Kathir. So now what Ibn Kathir said. If we go there, here we go. This is the same verse you are talking about. It says, وَجَعَلَ بَيْنَهُمَا بَرْزَخًا وَحَجَرًا. Now, barzakhan, barzakhan, this is barzakh. So we made between them barzakhan wa hijr, which means we made between them a barrier which is going to be period will never meet together. And let us show you that this is what it says. And this barzakh, the one they are talking, the one is called barrier, is this word barzakh. Look what Ibn Kathir he says. And he has set a barrier, complete partition between them, meaning between the sweet water and the salty water. So there is between the salty water and the fresh water, there is a partition. Now in the science there is no such a thing. However, look, let us see what is that partition is. Let me make it bigger so the blind Muslims can see it. Read with me, Abdul. The barrier means a partition which is a dry land. It's what? It's a dry land. So how come in the video you say it's a switch? You know, like, you know, look, this guy, he did not mention that, you know, you see the little twist. He did not mention that this is about you know, like a natural barrier between the fresh water and the salty water, and this is what science is speaking about. The fact you are the one who is making the twist. The barrier is a piece of land. It's not a fresh water in the ocean. No, fresh water is separated totally from the salty water. So Allah is saying, isn't me who gave you a gift, where salty water is not mixed with the fresh water so you can drink it. That's all. The Muslims, they make it a miracle. The fact it is a mistake. Let me show you why. Now, as long we prove that this is the meaning, the real meaning, and the word barzakh, just to show you that this is what it's mean. It's mean a piece of land. Piece of land. I'm going to go in front of you and I will check the dictionary. Dictionary, Muslim website, not even a Christian website. This is the Muslim dictionary. The meaning of the word barzakh. Here we go. This is the word we are talking about. Barzakh. Alright? So, the meaning of word barzakh mean bar, divider, partition, screen. Now, a narrow piece of land. A narrow piece of land connecting two large land together. So it's a piece of land which is connecting between two lands, whatever that land is. For some reason this website is crashing and dancing. All right, so the barrier, all right, the barrier is a piece of land. It is not what they say. So the whole miracle is nothing but a scam. Now again, if you want to learn about what it's called miracles of the Quran, I think I lost my connection again. There we go. I don't know, for some reason the internet is acting up. So if you want to read more, get more details about almost all the miracles of the Quran, all of them, and I will show you how stupid those miracles are. Now, as long the Muslims, they mention this barzakh, if you go in the Quran, actually, if we read the verse they are talking about, I'm going to use any translation of Muslim choices. Like now they pose for us a choice. Actually, you know what, let us go to the translation they have. According to their translation, there is a complete partition between them, complete, which mean they will never ever meet together. Let me show you the mistake in the Quran so clear. The stupid one who made the Quran, he think that the fresh water is not and have nothing to do with the salty water, and they will never mix together. And this is absolutely a scientific mistake, because the fresh water is a cycle, or let us say the water we have in this earth is a cycle, which is coming from the ocean, and it is not fresh water separated from salty water. So what the stupid maker of the Quran, he thought that the rivers and the lakes and the spring of water, those are isolated water from the ocean. And this is why he is saying he made them separated, complete partition. So the maker of the Quran, because he is stupid, ignorant, he thought that the fresh water have nothing to do with the salty water, otherwise we will not be able to drink it. This is why it's fresh. It's different water. But the fact, science teach the opposite, that it is a cycle of water. The sun heat the ocean make a steam, the steam go up in the space and then became a cloud, and the cloud will hit somewhere a colder water, a colder air, and that will make rain or snow, and then whatever the location of the cloud is going to create a snow or rain, depend how warm it is or how cold. And then that water go down in the ground, make a river or make a lake, and then either is going to be become steam again, or the river, most of the rivers actually, they end, we can say maybe 95% of the rivers, the one who they are enough big, they end in the ocean for sure, or in the sea. So all the water we have is coming from the sea, but yet the Quran says the opposite. The Quran think that the water which is behind the mountains, in the lakes or the river or the desert, or the water you dig from the ground, this is different water from the ocean, have nothing to do with it. This is why the Quran is saying that the both water are separated, but separated by what? Separated by a dry land, as we showed you from the Muslim scholar interpretation, and we show you what the meaning of the word barzakh, which is obviously it's a dry land. So the whole thing is a scam and it's a fabrication. Now if you have more miracles to you know, actually I made videos, tons of videos, you can watch them. about those miracles, and you can get my book. By the way, before we finish here, we have, if you search for my book online, now we have a new book, which is this one. This is a translation of my book, The Deception of Allah. Alright, so if you know people who they speak Swedish, please inform them to get the book. It's not in Kindle yet because it just published in you know, a few hours ago, published in Amazon. So inform your friends, and if you speak English, you know, we have two. Actually, we have a book in French. We have translation for my books in French and Swedish now, and we have two books, The Deception of Allah and Quran and Science in Depth. However, if you are interested of science books, then I advise you to read Quran and Science in Depth, which is the one who explained to you all the fabrication the Muslims have in their religion. So thank you very much, and I hope I did answer to you about this false scientific miracle.